What's up, everyone? My name is Cam. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in to Carolina Fragrance Reviews. Today, I'm going over an inspired by fragrance house that has a money-back guarantee and a try it before you buy it policy. Without any further ado, let's get into this. So you guys know how I feel about clone houses inspired by houses, so it has to be something that offers something a little unique to get my attention. And the fragrance brand that I'm talking about today is Dossier. Now, Dossier does have something pretty unique. They have a try it before you buy it policy. They use high quality ingredients, and they also offer a sample. That's where you try before you buy. Now they come in a box like this right here. It says Dossier across the top here, and then you've got your UPC code on the back. As you open it, you have a little bit of information about the ingredients, and you also have a little sample right here. Now this one right here is called Musky Oak Moss, which is inspired by Aventus. Now the thing that I have noticed about the two fragrances that I have, you can tell they're inspired by, but they don't smell like straight up clones, which is kind of a nice thing. So you get a little bit of a spin on a DNA that is proven to be loved. Now what they have here is what they call a fair alternative to luxury perfumes. It says it's made in France, risk-free order, vegan and cruelty-free, clean ingredients. So as you open it, you'll have your little place for your bottle, and you'll also have a sample. So as long as you don't use anything out of this 50 ml bottle, you just try to sample, see how you like it. Then you want to break into that, you're good to go. If not, you can go ahead and order something else. Everything's $29. And if you're not, if you just feel like you don't want to mess with them anymore, they'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. So when's the last time that happened to you when you bought a fragrance? Now it also comes with a little card in here. It does give you the notes of the fragrance, and it also says, we have made it our mission to deliver only the best quality luxury inspired fragrances at a fair and transparent price and allow you to explore new scents. And it says how it works. Any scent that you order comes with a little sample that you can try and test before opening the 50 ml bottle. Don't like it? Just return the package with the 50 ml bottle and you'll get a full refund. Returns are free. No questions asked. So that's a risk-free if I've ever heard of one. And from what I understand, they do stick by it. So as you can see, I did get into my sample and I did get into my bottle. Now, one thing I do like about these bottles, it does have a magnetic cap. Now, it's not gonna be like a Christian Dior or Chanel or anything like that, but it is a nice little touch, a decent bottle. You've got a decent atomizer. And you can actually smell the higher quality ingredients. Now, as some of you may or may not know, the perfume industry has a very high profit margin. So what they're doing is they're offering these higher quality ingredients that come directly from France, where most of the fine perfumes come from, and give you a fragrance that is of the same quality that you will get from some of the finer niche fragrances or higher end designer fragrances. So basically what you're going to get is just your regular 50 ml bottle like this right here. The label just tells you the notes. It says Musky Oak Moss and Dossier. And the notes they have in this fragrance, it says top notes, apple, pineapple, bergamot. Middle notes are rose, birch leaf, patchouli, and base notes are musk, oak moss, and amber. So very similar to the Aventus DNA. You're not going to get a ton of that pineapple. It's mostly very sharp bergamot. So it's not going to be real sweet heavy on the top. You don't have the vanilla in here. And there's a couple of other notes like ambergris and stuff like that that are not in here. So this is truly an inspired by fragrance. And for $29, you can't go wrong. It has decent performance. It has decent projection. I find that this is, one of the better inspired by fragrances, especially for 29 bucks. And of course, sample it before you buy it. You can't go wrong. Now, in the spirit of transparency, Dossier did send both of these out. I did pick both of these scents. One of them was obviously Aventus, and the other one is another very popular fragrance, is Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Now, as I mentioned about the Musky Oak Moss, I didn't find it to be like a direct clone, obviously inspired by. There's other brands who've done the same thing. At least this brand is saying, hey, we're totally just, we're giving you high quality ingredients of fragrances that you already love at a deal with, you know, not even having to have a commitment. So that's pretty good. So the next fragrance that I got was a inspired fragrance from Tom Ford. It is Oud Wood. Now, the one thing that I found about this is I actually like the variances of this one even more than I did of the Creed Aventus. This one actually reminds me of the Fougere Plantain, maybe like Fougere Plantain from Tom Ford mixed with Tom Ford Oud Wood. That's just what I personally get. I haven't heard anybody else say that. I might be the only person who feels that way. I actually went and sprayed some of my Fougere Plantain and a little bit of Oud Wood like here and here. And I'm like, yeah, I'm picking up little hints of that, which is extremely nice. When those two came out, it was Fougere d'Argent and Fougere Plantain. I thought they both were very good releases, but I did like the Plantain just a little bit better. And for some reason, I do get that just a little bit in here. And you know, if you don't, I don't even know if you have smelled that fragrance, but it doesn't smell straight up Oud Wood. You definitely get it in there, but I would say it may be like a hybrid, maybe 70% Oud Wood and 30% Fougere Plantain. That's just what I get. But you do actually smell those higher quality ingredients. Now, I know some of you have dabbled in some of the less expensive clone houses, or even some of them that, you know, are more expensive. Some of those ingredients can cause you to break out. Now, these are, you know, as I said before, they're vegan friendly, cruelty free, using the same sources that some of these higher end niche perfume houses and brands use to put in their fragrances. They just give it to you at an inexpensive deal and inspired by other fragrances that you already love. So other than like the mixture of Oud Wood and Fougere Plantain, this just basically dries down into a sweet and woody dry down. And then it just, you know, the sweetness does eventually kind of go away. And it's not like cloyingly sweet or just hints of sweet mixed with that wood and that sexiness that you would get from Oud Wood especially. So in the dry down, you're gonna get more of the Oud Wood, where in the opening, in my opinion anyway, you get just a little hint of that Fougere Plantain. It's just, I'm not sure what it is, because the way that this smells on the opening does not smell that way at all in Oud Wood. And in my opinion, I think that's a nice little twist. I haven't seen any documentation. I haven't heard anybody else say that. It's just what I personally pick up, which I think is nice. So you're getting, you know, kind of the best of both worlds with two bangers from Tom Ford. So whether you think it's worth it or not to try an inspired by house for a designer fragrance, I definitely can vouch for them on the niche fragrances. A couple of popular fragrances a lot of you have heard of for $29 and risk-free. That's really hard to beat. So I would definitely recommend at least giving them a shot. 29 bucks, not a whole lot of skin in the game, especially if you can just kind of switch them up and try their samples. And as I said, overall, you can really smell those high quality ingredients. No breakout, no rash, no headache, no stuffy nose, which has happened with some of these inspired by and clone fragrance houses, or brands, I should say, in the past. So let me know down in the comments if you've ever tried Dossier, or if you plan on trying them out. I will leave the link to their website down in the description. Until next time, I'll see you on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.